We're jamming.
Is that the
We're
third week in a
jamming.
row that's happened?
We're jamming. Why do I keep turning my microphone off? Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Venture Maidens. Wow. We're so happy to have you here. It is episode 98.
Jesus Christ.
98. That is a very impressive number. So for those of you who are new, welcome. We've been playing this campaign for a very long time. We're playing Dungeons & Dragons, a homebrew campaign. We are probably going to be ending this soon, around episode 100 or so. So it's getting close, everybody, and the drama is hot. It's spicy. Gosh, I'm excited. I'm excited to see what happens. I don't know. Everybody's nervous. Chad's nervous. We're all nervous. Who knows?
What do you mean? I'm fine.
What do you mean? I don't. But I guess I should introduce us all. Hey, my name is Celeste Konowich, and I will be your Dungeon Master.
I'm Brittany, and I'm going to be your Moon Elf Warlock, Arnadel Ithil.
Hello, I am Katie, and I'm playing Fairvalin, Tiefling Sorceress.
Hi, I'm Nassim, and I'm playing your human monk, Saya Noor.
And I am Sage, and I will be your cleric of Cupid, hopefully, Cara Brunhilde.
And if anyone was interested, this is, well, we haven't rolled dice for 3 episodes now, so I'm wondering, is the roleplay streak gonna continue? Is this episode 4 of no dice? I don't know. We'll find out tonight. But why don't you all tell me? Tell the folks at home what happened last time on Venture Maidens. Some shit happened.
I mean, we went to go find Isolde, and she's staying with Gidget currently after she had lost all of her powers. Because the sisters dumped her, which was really shitty. And basically she just asked if she could stay longer till she figures out what she's gonna do. And we were like, yeah, of course, obviously. And we kind of broke up at that point to go back to our rooms and you know, get a shower, clean up a little bit.
Some of us really did break up.
Some of us did break up. What a choice of words.
Broke up more, like more than
Listen, I don't want to talk about it. I'll let you take it from here because now I have feelings.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so as we all took our separate directions, went back to our separate rooms to put down our stuff and enjoy a moment where we're not looking at each other, because you know, after you've been on a road trip with friends for like 2 weeks and you're like, I cannot see you for 3 days.
I cannot look at you for another fucking second. Yeah.
So we all went to go talk to whoever, people we wanted to talk to, and of course Cara wanted to talk to Gidget after putting her stuff down and wanted to be like, hey, do you still feel the way you do? Oh, you do? Oh, okay. Well, this is probably the best point for us to just go our separate paths now. And if things change in the future, that's fine. That'll be great. You're my best friend. I love you. But we want different things out of life, and we need to be honest about that.
Most mature breakup I've ever had.
Same.
For sure.
That's how you know we're playing in the fantasy genre.
Yeah, this is a fantasy game.
I didn't want something real, guys. I came here for the fantasy.
That's what long rests are for.
Well, Arnadel and Aaron's situation's a little too close to home because it's got the foreboding sense of bailing.
And doom. There's also like a curse upon your relationship. Essentially, everyone knows it will lead to tragedy.
That is so much more easily digestible than like the are you here or are you not kind of like uncertainty of the situation.
Well, all right then. Different priorities, I'd say.
It's like waiting for the guillotine to fall. Is it or is it not? And Aaron gave some flighty indications, and Arnadel's like, we got way more important things to worry about right now than this. But okay.
Yeah, and Saya talked to Vlad and had a good convo about
We had a
his
chat a little bit
loyalty.
about a little bit about a refresher on his family life, and then the increasing sense of panic around the keep and what a mess it's been. Um, that's then a little bit about Rem. Gave his opinion on things, still very neutral. It seemed just kind of a just waiting and seeing what's gonna happen. Uh, which I very much feel on the same page with him.
Mhm.
But that's our little relationship update.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Farah talked to Kristoff and Aaron as well about plans and gave some recommendations, and then kind of took off and talked with Isolde, and Isolde was like, why the fuck did they choose you? And Farah's like, I don't know. Good question.
She gave you some
You're
real
so
talk
smart.
about
You're
priorities.
so smart. Yeah, and I think that was it. Just
Yeah.
love talking.
Yeah. All right. We pretty much covered everything. So that is where we're picking up. You all had this is basically your first day back at the Elysium Keep. You all have like showered and gotten settled, but you still haven't even slept after returning from this like journey that you've been on. So we find you all in your different, respective places. I think, Arnadel and Aaron, you two are still, in your room at this moment. So I think that was kind of like into the early evening. So all of you had taken care of these business and conversations over the course of the day. So I did want to give Saye, Kara, and Farah the chance, like, what are they doing with the rest of the evening? Because I know we have a keg party planned for tonight, correct?
Yes.
Obviously.
Okay.
Duh.
So we
I
have to
mean-
respect the keg time. So, Saye, Kara, and Farah, you all would have this opportunity to go and talk to anyone else you wanted to in this time. Or I suppose I should ask, maybe Farah, you had just had this conversation with Isolde, and had made the decision to contact, I think, the Sisters of Sorrow after Kristoff was like, hey, maybe we should get some help, some divine help. So where are you going after this conversation?
Yeah, I mean, I think she's doing a little walk around her room at this point, kind of like looking for all the supplies that Isolde had said kind of help with the contact, and making sure to like have that all in a pile. And then eventually like she kind of runs out of things to do.
So you're going back to your room?
Mhm.
Okay. I will say, as you cross the threshold of your door and, you beeline for these cabinets, kind of rifling through things as Isolde indicated, it takes you a moment to realize that you have that feeling that somebody is watching you. You are not alone in this room. And I think the minute you realize that, you can kind of turn around and see that, like, sitting propped up in a chair in one corner is Chess. So this masked figure kind of sitting there on the table very casually, looking at a gloved hand and kind of just observing you.
Yeah, she turns around and sees and just goes, sweet sisters. Bob, how did you get in? Why do you normally enter people's rooms without permission? Is this...
My apologies. I did what I felt I had to get a hold of you. I was hoping that you were going to, I was hoping I wouldn't have to, I suppose, have this conversation this way. But it seems chance wasn't interesting enough for you anymore, so I really need to talk to you, Farah.
What? Wait, how... I swear to God, if you decloak some magic shit right now and you are Chance, or is this you? Who are you?
I am Chess for now. If you would like me to be Chance to make you more comfortable, I can certainly do that. Or I can take on any other shape you would prefer.
I so okay. So what you look like aside, once again, who are you and why are you here? Because I thought you were like some cute priest guy, and then I thought that you were some bard guy. But yeah, we kissed, and I also left you under a shot glass. This is a weird relationship that we've got going on.
And Chess does genuinely laugh and says, yes, I understand where you're coming from. To answer you quite honestly, I am both Chess and Chance in equal measure. Neither one is true or false as you would say it. Listen, I've enjoyed our relationship. I really have. And I would definitely like to explore it more if you're interested. But I must say that I have to speed things along in light of what I've learned and what's happening here.
Information or a relationship? Because
Oh, information. Though I suppose I have time.
I mean, that's something to discuss later. Yeah, so information. Let me sit down. She just kind of pulls up a chair awkwardly and just puts her chin on her fist and just kind of like stares at him bewildered.
Listen, once you did let me out of that shot glass situation, thank you very much for advocating for me on that. I couldn't help but assess the situation and see that you were perhaps struggling to unlock this, I don't know, power, inner ability, whatever the hell it was you were meditating about. And in light of the fact that you seem to be going into some kind of dangerous situation, I thought that perhaps I could offer my services in that department.
Ooh. What do you like? Are you like a guru, or what does that mean?
I am a demigod, much like Rim is a demigod. We've traveled in the same circles, and I am interested in seeing what she does, which puts me in a very interesting position, because you are going to be right in the middle of it. Again, I have not lied to you in any capacity. I am beholden to Bartleby, this demon of knowledge, but I am also quite curious as to what is going to happen myself. You see, I have a great deal of interest. If the gods are going to fall, then perhaps there are opportunities for people like myself to flourish.
Sure. So, are you and Rem like tight, or?
No. Not all demigods know each other.
I don't know. You said same circles. Weird shit happens at parties. I'm not judging. I'm just saying.
There are not too many demigods walking the world. It is complicated being half mortal, half god. You tend not to last long. And as you've probably guessed, well, it's hard to pin us all down. We don't tend to look the same way from day to day. That's something we all sort of share.
Cool. So what are you proposing? Because I'm pretty like sold on being a sorcerer. I'm not like signing a contract or anything here.
No. I can't provide you some kind of warlock situation. That's not quite what I have to offer. But I do have a spark of divinity, and I would be willing to share it with you. If that is in the consideration. I would like you to be able to do whatever it is you do at the end of the line without fear of losing your own powers. I have lived with divinity for quite a long time, and I can unlock things within you that you could only dream of.
Oh, baby.
Okay. So, that sounds great because I really meditating has not been working, as I'm sure you've noticed.
Yes. And it would not work in such a short period of time. Bless Saye's heart.
Oh, my fucking gods, I did so many downward dogs. Well, okay. I mean, what's the catch though?
What do you mean? The price?
Yes, there's always a catch. And well, this sounds great not having to worry anymore. I don't want to have to worry about something else because I did this.
Well, I mean, we would be sharing the spark, a life essence, as it were. We would need to be incredibly close to do so. I would be putting a great deal of trust in you, for if you were to die with my power in you, then I would certainly face some complications. So it is a great risk in that sense. For a price, I simply want to watch. I want to be there. I want to see what happens. It is curiosity that drives me.
Okay. Sure. So, is this a handshake situation? You said be really close, and you also said you like to watch, and right now my brain is just not doing, words are hard. So what are we doing?
Yeah, and I think, Chess will stand up in a very rapid yet graceful movement, and you feel a gloved finger kind of trail along the knuckles of your hand. And you look into this masked face, and you just see black eyes from behind that kind of glitter with something strange, something hypnotic. I suppose, well, there are several ways we can do this. I suppose it's entirely up to you.
Farah kind of unwraps her fingers from his and kind of pushes him towards the bed and is like, well, if there's a fun way to be close, that's always my option.
And he makes a delighted sound, and I think we'll absolutely follow you.
What is that sound?
I need to hear it.
I'm not gonna make that. I'm not gonna make a sexy.
Is it like what's his name? Will Offerman or what's the guy?
Yeah.
The Parks and Rec dude when he giggles. Have you ever heard of him?
Oh, Ron Swanson.
He's like Ron Swanson. He's like
I love him. Oh God. Let's say no, because that ruins it for me.
Let's say no. Yeah, and they pull you close, and it's strange because this is a figure who's entirely dressed in this like silk cloth from head to toe. And I think the whole experience it's very strange. It's like nothing that's ever happened to you. It's a weird mix of pain and pleasure and this invasive sense of something moving inside you, but in a way that affects your mind and your spirit, and it's just explosive every second of it. And you're not sure when you walk away that is something you would describe as like normal human sex. It wasn't. It certainly wasn't. And even when you try to
say it was godlike.
Yeah, it was godlike.
I think that's what orgasmic is supposed to mean.
I don't think Isolde wants her silk sheets back, guy.
Because it's also strange too, because when you try to think back to what just happened, you can't see Chess. You never saw them. It's like it was locked somewhere in your mind. But it's very strange and foggy. And I think when you are left like after this and coming back to yourself, Chess isn't there. There's no indication that anything just happened, but you just feel changed, powerful, charged.
Yeah, I think she just kind of like looks around for a moment, you know, with that foggy brain, and once she realizes that they're not there anymore, she just rolls under the covers for a minute and kind of processes, because it all feels like a dream. Like, it's not anything she's ever felt before. And I think she's gonna pop back up and try to do like a tiny little like flame, basically, and see if anything's changed. Not doing what she normally does, which is kind of, you know, being thankful towards the sisters, and then it just happens. She just focuses on that strange feeling that's kind of residing and sees what happens.
Yeah, and as you call that magic to you, it is so different. But this flame easily comes to your hand, and the experience of it is like, again, it's hard to say, but you patchwork colors and shadows that weave together to make this magic. And it's a magic that is very much not yours, but the source is there, and you can draw from it, and you know that there is so much power there just waiting to be used.
All right. She just kind of pops herself off at that point off the bed and just like looks around like she wants to show somebody, but then she realizes she's by herself again. She's like, okay, bath then later, bath then pony keg. It'll be yeah, cool. Just does not know what to do with herself and excuses to stage right.
And Saye, after you have your conversation with Vlad, what are you doing? I think he politely excuses himself, you know, after he's had this cup of tea with you, saying that he has to attend to other business around the keep, leaving you to your own devices. So I will say we are before, in time before Aaron and Arnadel are together. So if you did want to talk to Aaron, that is an option in the weird timeline we have going now.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Yeah, after a nice little tea time with Vlad, I'll roam the grounds and try to see if I can locate Aaron and just get an update from him and hopefully give him some news if he's searching for it. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think before he, went to see Arnadel, he was kind of hovering around the council chamber area. So you can definitely, walk in. Maybe like Kristoff is off on a break or something. He's sitting down with some papers, filing through things. And as you walk into the room, he'll look up. Oh, hey, Saye, did you need something?
Well, actually, yeah, I was hoping to chat for a second, but also, it's good to see you. I mean, I know we don't talk too much, but I'm glad that you're doing okay and that you're still around.
Yeah, no, it's good to see you too. It's kind of feels like the old days, right? Mm-hmm. It feels like 1,000 years ago that you were last all back here.
Yeah. Well, that's why we gotta make sure we try and make this last as long as possible and keep this going. But it's hard to think about that when there's so much ahead of us still.
Right.
Well, so Kristoff is in the room with us, because if so, that's okay with me too.
No, Kristoff left. I think you caught Aaron at one of these moments where Kristoff is off like getting a snack or something else.
Well, I guess it's really up to Aaron if he wishes to share. But turning back to him. Listen, Aaron, I had an experience. Well, we all had this experience. Well, me specifically, I guess, when we were out trying to find information on Menetios, when we found this book of mazes, which is essentially what brought me to another weird dimension. But anyway, in this book, it drew me in, and I had this like vision where your sister was there, and she was talking about you, and I assume she's with Rem. I don't know if you knew this.
I think if you would like to make an insight check, you can go ahead and do so. His expression goes very neutral. I think the minute you say that.
Okay. 28.
Okay, that's pretty damn good. You can tell the minute you mentioned Mila and Rem, Aaron has put up a poker face, a complete neutral, clearly is hiding something from you face.
Okay, so after I say I believe she's with Rem, and were you aware of this? I'm just waiting for a response.
Yes, I learned a while ago. I let Arnadel know this as well, that Mila was gone from the place I had left her, the place of safety with a family I could trust, and I did learn in the process that, or suspected anyway, that Rem had taken her. So I'm not too surprised by that.
And have you had any kind of contact with her since?
I have not spoken to Mila since I left her there.
Does that mean you've spoken to Rem?
And he's looking at you, and he makes that, like, neutral face again that you can now recognize, I think, as his hiding things face. And he's like, if I had spoken to Rem, it would be a huge breach of security and a big problem.
What can we do here to get a little bit more out of him? I don't want to intimidate. He's my friend.
Fake it.
Or
Persuasion?
persuasion?
Like drinks,
Drinks?
party time, like
Invite him to the keg party. Talk it out.
I mean, he's technically invited via me, but that's the best fake out ever. Like, ooh, party time.
Intervention.
Get you drunk.
Chat says you should punch him, so I don't know.
Do you?
Feign ignorance. Like, oh, okay.
That is not our way. Well, maybe. Okay. I don't want to feign ignorance. I know what he's doing.
Yeah, but you can pretend to not know what he's doing.
Get in there, be blunt. Look, I know what you're fucking doing.
Yeah, it just gives him too much more room to hide and run away. Listen, I'm not Kristoff. I'm not Farah. Not that she would turn you in anyway, but what I'm saying is that I'm not a person in charge here. I need to know what we're going to be up against, and if you have anything that could help us, that could just give us, I don't know, a step in the right direction so we aren't completely blindsided or chasing a foolish quest that won't come to pass anyway. If you have anything, just please, this is the time to share, and I won't punish you for it.
Go ahead and make me a persuasion check. Roll with advantage, because
Okay.
while this is hard, you have a foundation here.
19.
Okay, I think he puts a hand to his face and kind of rubs his eyes, where you see, the dark bags that have evolved from somebody put in a job that they just were not ready for, and kind of look back up at you, and he says, Saye, I genuinely do not know what is going to happen. I have no idea. But I do know that Mila is safe with Rem, and Rem has looked out for my family, for me, for Mila countless times, and I know what Rem is doing will be for Mila's good. And it breaks my heart to have to choose. And he kind of sputters out.
Are you saying that she's doing this for your sister, or it just happens to be something that would help her as a side effect?
I don't know. As close as I thought we were, Rem hasn't shared any of the details with me, which is probably for the best. But she did take the time to let me know that Mila was safe. And I know when this all comes down to it, I think whatever Rem is doing is going to help Mila. It's going to give her a shot to be a normal kid. And I don't know how, and I don't know why. But if there's a shot for that, I'm not going to stand in the way of it.
I mean, I can understand wanting to do anything for the people you love. But when you don't know what's to come, and how is it possible that she could be a normal kid without, if Rem comes to do all the damage she's seems to or implies she's trying to do, eliminating our gods, we don't know what that'll do to her either.
I don't know, Saye. We have no idea. I can't even guess at what she's going to do. If she was just going to eliminate gods, she would have already done it. It's just basic tactics. That's clearly not what she's after. And so, I mean, you can... I don't know. I guess... I just don't know. I don't know either. I don't know what the right choice is. I don't know what the wrong choice is. And I don't think you do either.
Well, I think all I need to know right now then is if you're coming with us, if you're planning on doing anything, are you planning on doing anything? I know you don't want to stand in the way of it, but does that mean that you will stand in our way for doing what we need to do?
I really hope it doesn't have to come to that.
Okay. Well, I see. And her demeanor and body language changes too, and she becomes a little bit more stiff and just less approachable in her face and warmth. I'll see you around, I guess. Enjoy your time with Arnadel. And she'll walk away.
Woo!
Shit.
Yeah, he's perfectly
Damn.
quiet as you walk out of that room.
Girl, you better talk some sense into your man.
Oh, I'm writing down some shit that I want to say.
Remember, you didn't hear that conversation.
I
Remember,
know.
you didn't.
I know. I'm writing it from a vantage point of not what just happened, but the last conversation that Aaron and I had.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Actually, this just gives me clarity as to what I don't think I was quite picking up on that last conversation without metagaming, I promise.
And then Kara. So you had a talk with Gidget. It went about as well as it could go, quite honestly. You know, and after you had some noodles at the cool noodle stand in New Breach, you know, she had said that she has to go back to work and, you know, kind of made excuses to go somewhere else, leaving you on your own.
And Kara is going. Kara is going to the jail cell where she had last remembered Rana being, and is curious to see if he's still there.
Yeah, I think very quickly you can figure out that Rana is no longer in that jail cell. Thank goodness. But if you would like to ask around,
Yeah, seeing that she definitely will.
yeah, and you are directed to Rana's rooms, his set of quarters at the Elysium Keep. And when you arrive, you turn down the stony corridors. His door is actually open, and you can hear, as you're walking down the hall, that there is clearly a flurry of activity that is happening in that room.
He's gonna kind of speed walk down the hall towards him to see what's going on.
Yeah, and you see that Rana is very rapidly moving around this room, putting things into suitcases and boxes, as he seems to be cleaning out everything he owns and packing it up.
She will give a gentle rap on the open door to make her presence known and be like, "Oh, this is interesting."
Oh, Cora! It's been so long. How are you?
Oh, I'm alive, and that's something.
Yes, that is quite a feat these days, it seems. Well, I'm glad I've caught you. As you can probably guess, I'm on my way out now, so making my final goodbyes. It's good to know you all are back.
Yeah, I've been trying to check in with everyone to hear, different perspectives on, everything that's sort of happened. I'm glad to see that you're not sitting in a jail cell anymore, so.
Yes, that was a bit dramatic, I will admit.
We've all been there, I guess.
Really, have you? You've locked yourself as well in a jail cell, out of guilt. That's comforting to know.
I had Rem killed me so I could save my dad. So we've all made choices.
We certainly have. Well, is there anything in particular you wanted to chat about?
What's the impression of what you've seen happen here, and where you why are you headed out? I guess I'm also curious.
Oh, well, to be quite honest, it feels like the Sisters of Sorrow is sort of falling apart. Without Isolde at the helm, I don't know. It feels like it's an ending somehow, and in light of all that and the experiences I've had so far, I've decided to recommit to the Corellans exclusively and my order. I'm needed at the border. The Fae have grown very restless. Many more sightings, creatures coming into the plains. They need all hands they can. It's almost like the Fae are sensing something bad is about to happen as well, and reacting strangely to it, so my services are needed elsewhere.
Do you think that there's any way we could speak to the Fae as potential allies against Rem and whatever she's plotting?
To the Fae, Lord, no. You can't control them. I mean, my entire order is founded on stopping them from coming into our world.
You telling me there's no fairy queen?
Oh,
I
sure
got a sword
is.
from a woman in a lake. I mean, there's gotta, someone we can talk to.
Well, Kara, I'm not sure how familiar you are with the lore of the plains themselves, but we keep the plains in check. This is why civilization is allowed to flourish, because right on the other side, the wild press in, just rife with Fae wishing to do harm to others. That's why the Corellans were founded. Our entire purpose is to hunt down the Fae, to keep them from infiltrating this side of the wall. So I am certainly going to counsel against seeking them in all things. Fae are always a double-edged sword, even the kind ones. Well, it's never just kindness. It's always something else waiting to bring down the axe.
I really feel like there's got to be a better way to live with them, because they're just like beings doing. All right. Anyway, noted.
Maybe if you meet a few more, you might change your tune. I have seen my share of horrible things. So has your friend Saye, that the Fae are capable of.
I mean, I've seen people do horrible things too.
They have more magic, I suppose. Makes them more dangerous. But anyway, they're surging in great numbers, and I must go. I don't think my time here at the keep is doing anyone any good anymore.
All right, well, do let us know if there's anything that you ever need.
I do hope to see you all again. Actually, if you wouldn't mind, I do have something for Saye. If you would give it to her, I don't want to bother her.
Of course, yeah. And I loved Ashtar. I think I might retire there if there's ever a point where I can do that.
We would love to have you. I think Kyoko and Izumi would really love to see you again. You all left quite an impression. And he looks around through his stuff, through the cluttered mass of like packing, and he picks up a box about the size of a shoebox that has been like wrapped with a sky blue ribbon that, you know, matches his skin, and hands it over. And also let her know that I know you all had a bad shake with the Corellans, but if she is ever looking for a change of scenery, I think she would be perfect.
I'll pass the message on.
Thank you, Kara. It's been a pleasure to serve with you. He kind of reaches out for one of those like elbow clasping.
Oh hell yeah,
warrior
100% does it.
handshakes. Yeah. And he looks and nods at you. You know, his hair blowing around even though there's no breeze in this space. And he's like, well, I'm gonna be gone very soon, but I promise it's all the hard packing is done. Now it's just getting it in into the boxes. Take care.
And she'll give a quick nod and back on out.
All right. So I think we can all kind of meet up together in time now at this point for our keg party in the evening. So is this actually happening in Kara's room, or do you want to take over the middle sister, or like room keg party? Who's invited?
Room keg party.
Room keg party. Who is invited to the room keg party?
Exclusive.
You've already invited Isolde. Who else is invited? You know, I gotta keep tabs on the roster.
Is Aaron coming?
Brittany, does Arnadal want to invite Aaron to the cake party? Okay, Aaron's gonna be at the cake party. It's gonna be a weird
What about
cake
Chess?
party.
No, who knows where he is? I have no
Chess
idea.
is gone.
Yeah, they're long gone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Farrah's
Well,
gonna
I mean,
show
you
up
assume
solo.
you don't see them.
You know, she's got that glow. Looks like she got a new highlighter, but highlighter doesn't exist, so it's really unexplainable.
It is kind of weird. I think you all might notice something different about Farrah. I don't know, Farrah, you would notice this in a mirror, but your left eye, the pupil has changed into the shape of a diamond.
Oh, yeah, that's really. I think it probably would take her a long time to notice because she already has like
Cat
slit
eyes, right?
eyes.
So it's like
So-
weird, but
Yeah, it's like even she probably looks at herself in the mirror and is like, "What's whatever," you know, and doesn't notice it herself.
Yeah, so you would see that about Farah. Weird. And not like not super duper weird, just kind of different.
Whoa, Farah, your eyes. They're wild.
What? she just like is like, what do you mean? I mean, I had something to tell you guys, and she'll like, you know, walk up to the mirror in the room and just kind of like hold her eye open and look at it, and she's like, that's weird. Well, I mean, I was gonna come in and announce it right off the bat, but I got laid. So
Ooh.
I guess Aaron and Isolde are sitting in the corner, like,
Yeah.
they've never been to one of these, so it's like immediately they kind of look at each other. And also there's weird tension between the two of them too, because like Aaron's like in charge and she's not anymore.
And
It's
he
very
used
weird
to just
energy.
be a ranger boy.
Yeah, it's super
And
weird
she
energy.
he was an errand boy for so long.
And now he's in charge, and like it's all
An errand boy. Oh.
I
Are
think we all outranked him for like most of this
oh, for
campaign.
sure.
Yeah, Kara will like stand next to Isolde and whisper like, "This isn't where we all share the hot goss while we get drinks."
Oh, I see.
I think like I'm gonna like nudge all of you and just be like, let's just start pouring drinks.
Yeah,
let's
just
Lame.
Crack
Like,
that
let's
sucker open.
Get me a
And-
drink and I've got a tail.
Yeah, I think I want to start reliving memories from like previous things that we all like survived together, like funny moments as an icebreaker of like maybe reminding everybody why we're here in the first place.
Yeah, I mean, the conversation is totally yours. If you talk to the NPCs, I will let you know what they are doing, but otherwise they are like, the furniture people that you bring to the party. Where you're like, your partner, you're like, come to the party, it'll be great. And they don't know anyone.
That's
Except they
too
know
real.
everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
They just don't really want to talk to anyone.
It's like, okay. I'm here because I love you, but like, so all yours.
Yeah, definitely would be enjoying sharing hilarious recaps of stupid fucking moments that happened over like the past 6 months.
Yeah, Farrah's really quiet, but as soon as like there's one that she was a part of, she's like, yeah! Like I remember that one. That's when I was, I did the fireball, the whole time she's like sitting there like with this like smug look at her face, like every now and then like looking back in the mirror and like kind of like giving herself weirded out eyes, but like is just getting really drunk really fast and just sitting on her hot goss.
Eventually Kara will be like, Farah, what was the story you wanted to tell? Did you and Chance finally get it?
Oh my god. Okay, well, yes. First of all, yes. But second of all, get this. Okay, everyone sitting down. Everyone sit down.
Everyone's
Chance?
sitting down.
And Chess? Same fucking person.
I break my glass. I'm like, what?
Smash
I
it.
shrink from the other side of the room.
I know. And she just like throws back her drink.
Ow.
Okay.
Oh my god, does he have one of the circlets that makes him like a different Carl, his version of Carl?
No. That's the okay. All right. I mean, I didn't want to spill the hottest deets that quickly. He's oh my god.
I'm gonna scream literally from the other side of the room. Is that why your eye looks different?
I don't know. This might be a demigod STD. I don't know what's happening.
Or
Okay.
a blessing? Can you
Hold
see
up.
differently?
Do you feel different? Have you tried to do magic?
Yeah. Look at this shit. She's just gonna be like, pooh, like little fire up at the ceiling. And you see that it is like that multicolored, like mixed in with shadows, like just peeking out at the tips of the
Can we
shadow.
see that?
Yeah, you
Okay.
can see that. It just looks like Farrah's doing one of her normal spells, though.
With my crazy whatever eyes, I don't know what my thing is.
Your detect magic eyes. I think you would be able to make an Arcana check if you're looking at it, because you're doing a spell. That's really easy.
And it doesn't. I was thinking of I think I have magical darkness, which is what I was talking about. But okay, hold on. Where is it? Arcana?
Yeah.
Or my
Look at
dice?
us rolling dice.
Oh my god, first roll in 9
I
seconds.
rolled an 18.
An 18. Okay, I think at first you're looking at Farrah and you look at it with detect magic and you're like, okay, you're doing a spell, and then you look at it and you're like, oh, it's weaving very differently. It's hard to tell, but it's almost like usually when you see a magic caster, they have this kind of aura, and they draw that power from this aura. But you can see that Farrah's aura there's a second one that's surrounding her in this like kind of tight layer. And when she casts this spell, it's pulling energy from that secondary aura. And that one appears more like a checkerboard pattern of white and black that she's pulling from, as opposed to her own kind of radiant gold aura.
That's a good soundbite right there. Someone clip that.
Oh, sorry. I've been watching a lot of Disenchanted, and Yuna's like my favorite character.
Oh my god, this show is so funny.
When Yuna's on drugs. Oh. Anyway, I, without making that noise, that's the noise that happens in Arnadel's brain, and she's gonna just passively look and try her best to like have a good poker face and just be like, oh, girl, that just looks like a regular fire spell, but I'm happy you had a good time. And then I'm gonna like give you a look that I hope you see.
Arnadel makes eyes at you.
I'm like, it's like kind of awkward and super stiff. My words don't match my facial expression.
Farrah just looks at you and she's like, girl, say something.
You've been looking at me for
That's
so
some
long.
really good normal magic. I'm gonna get another drink. Would anybody else like one? And then I look at you and I'm like,
both Aaron
I
and
might
Isolde
Make
are
an
like, yes,
insight
please.
check
Yeah.
because you're being weird, Arnadel.
I think
Me?
anyone who knows Arnadel can tell she's being weird.
Yeah. So everybody.
so who needs to make the insight check?
I think your
guess we
passive,
don't.
I think, is probably good enough. Sorry, I think you can realize that Arnadel is making
What's
you
up
weird.
I'm like so
Magic,
like
Arnie.
lit about something.
I think at this point, Isolde will be like, I'm actually going to walk to the middle sister and get ice. Does anybody want anything? I just could do with some fresh air. And Aaron's like, I will go with you.
Aaron, stay. Kara, help the woman.
Yeah, Aaron, I wanted to look at this goblet with you because there's some cool stuff on it.
Oh, cool.
Or, better idea. Why don't the two of you go take a walk? Eyes at Aaron.
You want me to go? Wait, who are you telling to go take a walk?
I'm telling Aaron and Arnie to go take a walk together. If he wants fresh air, I'm just like, why don't the two of you go take a walk?
Isolde wanted
I'm
the
gonna
fresh
use
air.
this moment
Yeah.
picking up on Saya's thing, and I'm gonna like telepathically tell Alistar Fitzpatrick to like act up and be like, oh no, he needs to go potty.
And Aaron's like, wow, I've never seen Alistair need to do that.
Oh, he does it. It's glitter everywhere.
Wow. Well, I'm
The
learning new
maidens
things
know
all the
all about
time. Yeah, if you want to go for a walk, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, hey Kara, I could totally use some more elven wine if you end up going with Isolde to grab some, new provisions.
Oh, you. Isolde looks at you, Cara, like,
Kara just kind of like really awkwardly shrugs and is like, okay, yeah, got it. On it.
Kara's like, get the fuck out of here, all of you.
Thank goodness we have an extra pair of hands. Saye, let's
yes,
talk privately.
I
Hell
suppose if
yes, this is exactly what I wanted. Get
you
all these motherfuckers out of here.
all-
Tell
yeah.
me all about this demigod
Need
sex.
Done in
Wine?
proper Venture Maidens, hella awkward fashion where it's super obvious to everybody.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. So Arnadel and Aaron, you split off to take a walk, and then Kara and Isolde, you are going to the middle sister to get more elven wine. So Saya and Farah, you are left alone. By all fucking means, what are you talking about?
I'm asking for, like, I think we've known that Saya has had very little interest in sex, but sex with a demigod just sounds like something unbelievable, and she needs to know how that experience was from start to finish.
We all.
Farah just like takes a long drink and she's like, okay, I'm gonna try to explain this to you, but there are no actual words to describe.
She's leaning forward on her hands, just like hanging on your every word. Okay, I understand. Take your time.
And it's like a montage of like Farah doing like weird like motions, like going through the event of it. But at the end, she just kind of like dazes off and she's like, and then it's like the orgasm just never stopped.
So a little bit right now too, then, huh?
Oh my God, it's unbelievable.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so happy for you.
Thank you.
You're so lucky.
Thank you so much.
You're so lucky.
I can't believe my friend has done this.
Believe it. I'll do it again if the opportunity presents itself.
Yeah. I mean, you're wearing being a boss of this place so well. It's already gotten you in bed with the demigod. So.
Yeah. Also had a conversation with Isolde that neither of us have any idea why this is my job now. But you know, I'll take what perks I get out of it.
Yeah. You're clearly crushing it.
Thank you. It's these boots. 4-inch heels will get you anywhere.
It's truly the boots.
The boss boots.
Blame it on the boots. Blame it on the juice.
Okay, so I guess since Sage, we have you here. You are Kara and Isolde are walking to the middle sister.
Oh my God, Kara is so embarrassed for friends being like, yes, go with that girl that you like. Kara's
Oh
just
yeah,
like-
it's some teen drama shit, and Isolde is just like, okay.
And so as we're walking over there, Kara's just like, I'm so sorry.
It's fine. I didn't know what I was signing up for when I agreed to a keg party in someone's room. I've never been to one, admittedly. I suspect that was all just part of the culture.
Didn't you ever go to college? You're like
Yes,
a noble and shit.
Well, I studied with private tutors at the finest, universities Phelan had to offer, but I suppose I missed out on the college experience as normal people would have it.
Oh, well, if I won't take it too nor I don't think anyone else will take it too personally if you want to leave.
I just needed to walk around for a bit. Those rooms are very small. I suddenly feel quite bad that that's what we put everyone in, but it is what it is.
Well, I'll grab stuff from the middle sister and come back whenever you want.
I mean, I'm happy to help you.
And Kara kind of smiles like ever so slightly as she's like really trying to conceal the fact that she's smiling. And yeah, we'll head over there and grab another keg, more elven wine, grab snacks from the Griddle sister, make a charcuterie plate,
Yeah, and I think Isolde will comment, does anyone work here? Does anyone ever care that you take all of this stuff just for free?
We always leave gold later, but it's just best not to bother them.
Well, I mean, I'm not in charge now, but I would file a report as a general oversight.
Has
Poor
Isolde ever
Valerius
met
meeting
Dee or
surprise.
Rosemary?
No, they're not here. They're, they put like a closed sign on the door without bothering to lock it or anything. So
Wait, what was Rosemary?
Marjorie?
Marjorie and Rosemary are terrible bartenders.
Oh my God, we haven't heard from them in a hot minute.
Yeah, they just have like closed sign, like lazily hanging on the doorknob, and it's not locked. It never is locked.
It's never locked.
They've clearly lost the key.
I know this.
No. Yeah. So Isolde will, carry as much as I guess you'll let her. I imagine that Kara is one of those like, oh, I got this whole thing.
She'll
I'm
give her
fine.
the charcuterie board.
Okay. Yes.
Kara has everything else.
Which she will diligently carry like a princess down the hallway. It's nice that you have such close friendships. That's I think that's a testament to you as a person. It's very lovely to see.
Growing up, I never really had friends. Being the daughter of the clan leader,
I can certainly relate to that.
Yeah, the other kids don't really want to play with you because they're like, oh, if anything bad happens to you, then your dad's involved, and it's
like you're made of glass.
Yeah. And then, I trained to be a fighter, and I worked my ass off, and every single time I do something right, they always just blame, oh, well, of course you're that way because of who you're related to, and it's nice to have people that you can look at as an equal.
Yes. That's something I've certainly found here. And not really anywhere else. To be honest. The idea of leaving it is very sad.
After this whole thing is over with Rem, with whatever happens with the Avatar, I am definitely looking to start my own organization like this, that's not tied to any god or to any allegiance other than to rightness, to justice, and the principles that protect people. And you, of course, would certainly be welcome.
That's kind of you to say, but unless you're in need of a killer seamstress, I'm not really sure how I'm going to be of much assistance.
Well, you give great counsel, and Kara will sort of flash her eyes in a smile.
I think Isolde never smiles with her teeth, but a small smile perks up her face too as she looks down kind of at the charcuterie board. And then keeps, kind of walking through the hall.
Kara just glides ever so slightly, and then will throw open the door with her elbow and burst in with a keg on each arm and some wine bottles in the hand.
And of course Saya is like this, with her hand to her face, in Farah's lap, listening to whatever Farah has been saying.
Yeah, legs kicking up in the air like a little girl.
Okay, I'm gonna refill my wine because that's necessary, and then we'll explore our walk, Arnadel.
Oh my god, y'all! All right, I think I need to take a pee.
Okay.
You just. Oh.
Bye.
I was gonna say, like, that was a lot to hear. That's like a little ember.
Tonight has been a lot to hear.
Yeah, I wrote a thing down.
It answers,
for
girl.
Aaron.
Yeah, I wrote a thing, and it's again, it's not based off of the conversation that Saya had, but I'm more so in real time reflecting on the conversation that we had last episode, because you know, when like, this is kind of IRL, when sometimes things happen and you need like an extra second, and sometimes you wish that you could have had an extra pocket dimension space of time to like clearly think about it before responding or reacting. And so I'm gonna this is fantasy, so
Yep.
I'm
Pretty
gonna
much
do
every
that.
conversation I've ever had.
Yeah, same.
2 days later, shit.
Yeah, I think when I was like, oh, okay, that was a lot. We'll talk about this later, which was an appropriate answer. And now that I've had time to think about it, we're not plugged into what has happened this episode, but more specifically with last episode, I've thought about what I want to say. And I am not a script reader, so I'm going to do my best to read this the way that it should sound naturally.
Sure. Yeah, so Aaron will, walk out with you into the night. And I suppose you can walk around kind of that, upper balcony that surrounds the courtyard. Maybe wind your way down, whatever you would prefer.
I'll let him take the lead on that one.
Yeah, so he just kind of, walks around with you, keeps his hands in his pockets, seemingly at peace. He's walking next to you.
Well, I'm sure my awkward tension is palpable. So I'm kind of like agitated and just like, okay, like there's some shit that I need to say. I'm just gonna kind of like grab his hands and look at him and give him that like heads up, like, okay, like about to say some stuff.
Yeah, no, he stops and he said, are you all right? What's on your mind?
Oh, so much. Look, the last time that we talked, I didn't want you to feel like I was like brushing what you were saying off, but I just needed time to think about it. And it gave me a pretty strong impression of uncertainty, or that more specifically that you and I are both at a crossroads, because I shared some stuff about my thoughts and feelings too, which is putting us kind of on the same page. But that being said, like us being in kind of a similar mindset, and I don't think our crossroads are in line with where we're at personally in regards to where we're willing to take action. Like, but that's not to say that it's not more or less important. It's just that we both have like really deeply personal, uncompromising things at stake right now. And we're both very tied to those things, and we're both very tied to protecting those things. And I think it's fair to say that these run deeper than the time that we've spent together. But I think we're both willing and aware to acknowledge that. And I mean, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I'm just going to say my bit. That being said, rather than asking you the details of that and trying to define where mine are, I would rather ask, and this is the biggest thing I'm ever going to ask you. And I'm not asking, I'm pleading. Can you wait before making that decision? Can you please wait? I think I don't know how else to explain this, but I feel in the depths of my bones that there are a few more things that need to fall into place before either of us can fairly determine what direction that we need to take on our personal crossroads. And I don't know if that means that we're going to end up together or going apart, but I feel like if we each wait, it'll give both of us the most fair choice. And I would be lying if I didn't admit that I hope that our individual choices means that we'll come together. But I think it's more important to make that choice unemotionally or as neutrally as possible, because I don't want to compromise what you think is important, and I would never imagine that you would want to compromise what I think is important.
Arnadel, I'm not leaving again. I do want to make that clear, and I feel so bad for what I've done, and I want to make it perfectly clear that that's not the intention here. The only way I'm leaving this keep is if you're coming with me. I feel like there are a few courses that are about to happen here, and I guess what I brought up, I felt might be the easiest, honestly, if you and I just go, because I can't speak to what's going to happen if we stay and if we try. I mean, I suspect what is going to happen. My doom. I don't know if you've forgotten that, but I certainly have, and I would really, really like to stay here with you. And I don't want to die.
Well, neither do I. Absolutely. But that's what I was trying to say, is we both have things that are deeply important to us that are not up for compromise. And I'm trying to respect where those lines are with you. And I'm assuming and asking you to respect where those are with me. Like, even though I don't agree with everything or even fully understand what's happening, like, if I run away with you, I don't know what's going to happen. If I choose to stay, I don't know what's going to happen, and neither do you. So that's why I'm asking my deepest request. The biggest thing that I could ever ask of you is, I mean, you just said that you're here with me. It still feels like kind of a separate thing. Like, I sense a kinetic energy that's sprung in both. It's waiting to spring in both of us, and it doesn't feel like the trigger time is here just yet.
I mean, I think you're right. I don't think we should make any hasty decisions, but Arnadel, and he, grabs both your hands in his and looks at you so earnestly. And he says, if I tell you something, will you promise, will you swear to me that you won't tell the rest of the maidens?
Oh my God. Hold on. That's not an IRL. That's in this realm. Ooh, oh God. Oh God. Honestly, I think my thing is like complete bewilderment. I'm like, Aaron, okay, listen, before I answer yes or no, I need you to answer a yes or no question. Do you really understand the gravity of what you're asking me?
Yes.
Okay. Oh my God. And I'm gonna like stand up really straight and compose myself and give a little bit of a shake to like clear my emotional and mental state. And then I'm going to look him very calmly and say, yes.
I really don't know what it is Rem is going to do, but I know it's going to happen here at the keep, and it's going to happen soon. And what Rem is planning to do is going to change things. It's going to change things for people like Mila. And she is going to be free of all of this. Her life has been horrible. No little girl should have to live with visions of the future constantly. You know how many people have chased us? How many people have wanted that power? I don't know the specifics, but I know that if Rem succeeds in what she plans to do, whatever exactly that is, we can have a normal life. Maybe even what Mila has said, these prophecies, they might even be undone. Maybe you and I actually have a chance to not be pulled apart by whatever this is.
Aaron, like, I'm just to communicate, like, I'm so sad, and not from specifically from what he's explaining, but I feel particularly, not maybe betrayed is too strong of a word, but I gave my word, and I now kind of feel a little betrayed for doing that, because just to explain what's going on in Arnadel's head, I'm gonna just cut Aaron off and just be like, this is difficult, because of course I care about how your sister, like what her existence is and what your existence is. And maybe I don't fully understand. And it sounds like there's a lot more going on than just your sister's existence, but it's really hard for me to not think about the millions and billions of people that could possibly be affected by this. And I gave you my word. I'm not going to say anything. I already suspected, if I could be completely honest. You and I have a very strong and unique bond to each other, and there's something special about that. And I've already expressed that I have an uncertainty with what my own feelings towards Rem. But you need to know that this little thing that I was talking about, how we have some deeply personal, uncompromising things. My purpose in explaining that with you was acknowledging that your sister is that for you. And in response, you need to know that the Maidens are that for me. And if they're compromised, I will. That's why I was asking if you understood the gravity of me agreeing to keep this little secret of yours.
But
But
I'm suspecting you're the one who maybe doesn't understand. I don't think you all have gotten why you can't be involved. You all, and he like waves at this hand that you have, the mark on your hand that has appeared, and he shows it to you, and he says, you are the ones who are going to keep this all together. You are the ones prophesied at the end of the day to stop all of this. Of course, you all are the inflexible pieces of all of this.
you're asking me to betray this mark on my hand.
It was given to you by the Sisters of Sorrow, who clearly don't care. They don't care about Isolde. You saw what they did to her. They don't care about any of us. What have they ever done to help us? Rem has helped us. She has saved my life. She brought me here. She saved Mila, and she's going to do it again. And
it's not that simple. Each of us have such deeper, more complicated relationships than the mark on our hand that challenge the people that you're talking about that are now kicked out of this organization. It's not black and white. Again, that request that I made to you, I'll honor your secret, but you have to, I'm asking you now. I already gave you my answer and I will uphold it. Now you have to give me yours. Will you fucking wait? I'm not talking about the pieces that you're waiting to fall into place. I'm talking about both of our pieces, which means that you have to wait for mine before you will take action.
I will stay still for as long as I can. And I hope, God, I hope that the moment isn't going to have to come where I have to choose.
No, that's not good enough, because me agreeing to keep your secret means I know I'm going to have a conversation. A conversation is going to happen. I know that I have to report to the rest of the maidens, and I'm going to have to choose to lie to them or choose to not take action. I'm saying that I'm willing to do that in exchange for you willing to do that for me, because I know you're waiting on something. I don't know, but I'm guessing. I think it's an educated guess that you are also waiting for some level of orders or something. And I'm respectfully not asking you to give me any information about that, because obviously we both have shit that we're tied into. And because I love you and I respect you, and now's not the time to get into the details of it. I'm just asking you that whatever and whenever that is, if you can do the same that I'm uncomfortably choosing to do for you with my closest other soulmates.
Arnadel, I love you and I respect you. And I will not act against any of you for as long as I can, and that's all I can promise. That's all I can promise, and I'm sorry I can't do more,
Okay.
and I don't want to ever have to be in that spot. That's why I wanted to run. That's why I wanted to get out of here, to make sure I wouldn't be in that spot, because I don't know where I am. I have no involvement in whatever Rem is going to do. I'm not waiting for orders. I'm just here. I'm just a poor idiot here in love and trying to do the best I can.
I want to grab his hands and like really squeeze the fuck out of him. And I'm kind of crying at this point. And I'm like, me too. Me too. I'm not trying to make you feel, I'm just saying it sounds like both of us are trying to do the right thing. And I love you so much. And I'm not just trusting, like I know that you're doing the right thing. And I guess I just want acknowledgement that you know that I'm also doing the right thing. And this has nothing to do with each other. And in a sense it does, in that of course my decisions are hoping that we're going to be together and we're all safe and happy. I won't do anything until I have to either. And maybe that's where we have to shake hands on.
And he just grabs you tight and pulls you close. And he's crying too.
The big fucking embrace of uncertainty. It's so good and shitty at the same time.
Well, that's where we're going to have to end for tonight.
Oh.
Because we're at time.
Boo.
We didn't get anything done.
I know.
Yeah,
What do you
we didn't
mean?
get
A lot
anything done.
happened.
We have so much more to talk about.
I am suspecting that this will be like, our episode 100 will be like 5 parts.
What do you mean?
I mean, 105 is a great
105
number.
is a great number. Maybe it'll be 105. Oh, boy. Well, thank you all so much for being here. Oh, boy. I need to drink some water. I've been crying, too.
Much fun though.
Damn. Such fun. You all had a good time. Yeah, we all had a good time. We talked to so many people. It was amazing.
Yeah.
A roll
think I've-
finally happened.
Yeah.
Multiple rolls happened.
Multiple. There were like 3.
Ooh.
Yeah. You
Watch
guys
out now.
who voted for that one, you win.
Haha.
I lost.
I also lost. I voted on the no rolls too. Yeah, well, thank you all so much for being here. If you haven't already, please do consider following Venture Maidens everywhere on social media. It really just helps us out to grow our audience. And please let people know, to check out the show, check out the podcast. All of our past episodes are uploaded onto YouTube. And of course, you can get the podcast versions everywhere. Podcasts are free. My name is Celeste Conowitch, and I have been your Dungeon Master.
I'm Brittany Quintero. I don't know what to say about. I am Arna Delathil, Moon Elf Warlock. I am trying to. They're them.
Hi, I'm Katie. I played Faravallen, your tiefling sorceress with a thing for demigods, apparently.
Oh,
You got it. And I'm Nassim, and I played your super serious human monk, Sayonor.
Woo! Sai bringing the heat. And I'm Sage, and I have been your bashful barbarian, Cara Brynhilda.
Oh gosh. Oh, you all. If you want to hear more from us, you can find us in a few different places. Katie, do you want to tell them where they can find us tomorrow?
Tomorrow at about 9 Eastern Standard, you can find us on Nerd Immersion's channel. We're the W Squad, Wizard and Warlock, doing magic.
Going on adventures, literally by ourselves a lot of the time.
Almost getting killed, but we did
Fighting
it.
a whole
with
goblin
no
camp alone, that's fine.
So that's us. We're playing Baldur's Gate, and we will be on the Nerd Immersion channel. It'll be fun.
Hell
Probably.
yeah. And Sage, what can they check out on Friday?
Oh boy, we about to do a big old puzzle, a literal escape room on Friday from 6 to 8 p.m. PST as we bring the 7th episode out of our 10 episode season of The Rising Hunger.
Whoop, whoop. I totally thought you were about to just like launch into a aggressive Irish accent.
It would not be out of character.
It would not be out of after this evening. Woof. And of course, you can check us out here next week. At the same time, we're going to be back with another Rime of the Frost Maiden episode. That's going to be episode 6, where someone is a traitor. Maybe Nassim.
I don't know nothing about nothing.
I don't know nothing. So tune in next week to see us play Rime of the Frost Maiden for our playthrough, and then of course we will be back with episode 99 of this drama on the 3rd. So thank you all so much for tuning in. Make sure to follow, subscribe. We love you all, and until next time, venture away, everybody. Goodbye.